Okay, now we can fix this shoulder area. And so to do that, what we want to do is obviously go to our Paint Skin Weights tool. And what we want to do is go and look at, okay, so spine 2 is basically pulling up into that area, so we don't want that. And so I'll grab this one and unlock, actually lock inverse selection. So, and then unlock this guy because we're going to be working on this. Spine 1 will probably pull away from this as well, and also the chest. Probably pull away from the chest as well, and then the left arm. And we won't be working on the elbow, and then also the left clav. So chest, left clavicle, and left arm. So we don't want any influence going to the arm right here. So with that in mind, we're going to, let's just move it all to the clavicle. And so left arm, and I'm going to go and replace with 0 and just dump all this. Don't want any of this stuff because that is locked. Okay, so I'm going to undo all that and go to a complete fill brush, a solid brush, and then get rid of, so unlock spine 1, all these, and then I'm going to just dump everything off of the arm. Anything on the arm we don't want going to anywhere around here. So nothing here. Definitely want this influence removed around this area. So probably move the arm off here as well, since this majority of this is the clavicle. So I'm just taking off of there. I'm not sure that I want to so much remove. Actually, I will remove off of here as well. So I may need to paint this extra into the clavicle, which is fine. So, alright, so that is with the arm. So if we go to the left clavicle, and then here we can pull this. So I'm going to go to add 0.1 and just bring this down a little bit. So just, actually I think I might be able to just smooth this out too. So I'm just kind of throwing smooth through here. And I'm just kind of smoothing this all out. So just running 100% smooth on all this. Okay, and then go back to the left arm and actually add. Let's see, that doesn't do what I want it to. So let's go to the left clavicle. Try and push this down just a little bit. Just kind of pushing this just so this kind of smooths, gets a little closer to the underarm. And pull this a little bit closer. here, pull this up. Alright, and then I'll probably hit this with a, let's see, 0.1 on the smooth. So I don't want to do that. So why did that actually throw that smooth over to that elbow? It's so weird. So I'm going to replace that with 0 and hit this with a full brush. The strangest thing. So I don't want any influence on this at all. So spine 1. I'm going to remove that influence. Remove that influence. And let's control 1 that. Don't know why I'm getting an influence on that to spine 1. Spine 2 chest, left clavicle, no, don't want the left clavicle affecting that. And nothing to, so left arm's okay, left elbow is okay, although I want to get rid of anything going to that. So just going through here, just removing influences that I don't want. Oh, that's so strange. So I'm actually going to go back to here and do a lock inverse, and then make sure that spine 2, 0, so 0, 1, 0, 2 chest, left clavicle, left arm, left elbow, and then I want to make sure that my right clavicle, right arm, right elbow, and that should be good, and go with a mirror. And then so should be able to so now if I select the right clav, right arm, right elbow, okay. Alright, so now I can get back to fixing this arm area. So just go back up to the left clavicle, and I'm actually going to, let's see, lock inverse, and I want to pull from the left arm, and so here I'm going to add and 0.1 and turn my brush size down. Alright, so left arm, we do want a little bit, so we want to pull from the clavicle here, and just move this but I do want this to go to the chest. So I'm going to unlock this and pull from, let's try and pull from the clavicle. Actually, we want to go to the left clavicle with this. And so left arm, chest, and so just kind of pulling from here. That's too much. So I'm actually going to go 0.05 just to soften that a little bit. And so I'm pulling from that area. So I'm just pulling to the chest from here. And I might want to, so with the left arm, I'm just going to soften this as well. So it's getting a little crunchy right here, but it's not horrible. So I do want this to come into spine 2 a little bit more. So with spine 2 and into the chest, so I'll probably just pull from these two. So spine 2, I'll say lock inverse selection, and so spine 2 and chest. So if I grab from here, this should, let's see here. Alright, I'm actually go to 0 and unlock spine 01, spine 02, chest, left clav, left arm, left elbow, and scroll all the way down to where we see right clav, right arm, right elbow, and do a mirror. And then just go through here, do another check. Okay, I do want to check this elbow. This elbow is losing a little bit of volume. So if I scroll up to the top, and so I'll go to left arm, lock inverse selection, and then unlock the left elbow. And so from here, if I select this left elbow, and I'm going to hit B, and just move that down a little bit and just add. So left arm, left elbow. So with the left elbow selected, I just want to add, let's see, still kind of getting crunchy there, so I want to keep this. I'm adding this all to this section here. Okay, at 100%. So actually I want to make sure that this is all set to 1 anyway. So just hitting this arm just to make sure that this is all completely at 100, which I want it to be. So that should be good. Okay. I am losing a little bit here. So I do want to add, probably add a little bit more to the left arm here. And so if I go take from the clavicle, so from here I'll add, so 0.1, and just bring my brush size down a little bit. So I'm just adding from the clavicle on this section. It's like the arm's getting a little twisted here. from here. Okay, and then on the left elbow, we want to pull from the arm, so we're going to lock inverse here and open these two, so the left arm and the left elbow, and I will go to left elbow and say 100, and because I want all these verts to be set to 100%, so I'm not getting anything tricky going on here. So just hitting all these with 100. Alright, so I'm getting a weird vert action going on right there. Alright, so probably hit this all with 100 as well. Alright. Let's see what the left hand is doing. We don't want anything on, so left hand and left elbow. We're going to actually remove any influence right here. So replace, go to 0, and bring that brush size up. And I'm just removing anything to do with the hand all the way up here, because this is unnecessary to have any skin weighting on any of this up here. And you'll see that the arm should come back to shape a little better. Alright. Okay, so now that we have that, we'll just look at the arm and the elbow again. So back to left arm, and bring my brush size down, so holding down B, and here I'm going to add, and 0.05 is really low value, and just kind of push this, so this is going into the left arm, so I'm just pulling this elbow corner up just a little bit, and here too just pulling some of this volume back into the arm. Just like so. Okay, then go back to the elbow, and I'll probably push a little bit of this back as well. Actually pull this towards the elbow. This is going to pull this a little bit closer to that elbow joint, so it's just kind of smoothing that volume. So we pull a little more volume into that shape. That's what we're looking for. Alright, so that elbow doesn't look too bad. Alright, so here, I'm just going to do like a, that arm doesn't look too bad actually. Looks pretty clean. Liking the look of that so far. Alright, so with that we're going to, we're just going to grab the arms. So left clav, left arm, left elbow, left hand, and then we will scroll down to the right and go right clav, right arm, right elbow, right hand, and we'll just do a mirror. Okay, and then actually going to just hit Q and go to my channel box layer editor. Just so if you tap this, it actually collapses that window, which is really nice. And so here we'll actually turn on the rig controls and just double check how the right arm is looking. It's not too bad. Oh, actually we want that to be object. That elbow looks not too bad. Collapses a little bit, but that's just because that's a geo. We can add a little bit of extra. The hands look pretty good. And so the fingers. Oh, because I know exactly what's going on here. We want to make sure that these, so turn on the joints, and I believe these just are not parented. So that's the case. So now what we want to do is select the shape, then the joint, and go to our constrain parent option box. Maintain offset is turned on, so we'll just add, and then select the shape, the joint, hit G, shape, joint, G, and then we'll just do the rest for all the rest of the fingers. Don't need to hear me repeat myself. So that's good for repetition, but sometimes that can get annoying and you want to focus. Okay, so now I should be able to select these shapes and do, yep, that's all we were missing there. And that shape looks good. The shape looks good, I'm sure. Yep, looks good. And here for the thumb. And so Z looks good there. Alrighty. And we'll hit that with a Control S to save. And I think our rig is pretty much complete. We have a full-on full rig that now we can animate with. Do all kinds of anything that we want to do with him. Really cool. We got a nice puppet in place with a skeleton. And so with this, I will go and do a Control Save once more. And from here, what I want to do is actually go and just do some cleanup. So from here, I will go and do a select all by type, NURBS curves. So that goes through all those curves. And we can actually, what I will do is just do another, since we just saved this as mascot rig, actually I'm just going to do another save scene as, and so go to Maya, and so rig, and then I'm just going to put ROM, which is range of motion. Okay, I like to just have that range of motion file, and so we'll save that out. And then with this one, still those control shapes are still selected. We'll just, if you hold down Shift and left mouse drag in the timeline editor, it turns everything red, and then you can right click and go to delete, and that should delete any facial shapes. Okay, for the facial rig shapes, I believe that those should be deleted as well. So it should have selected those and deleted anything that had any animation data on them. Okay, so just want to make sure that we're looking good. So all the rig controls, and I'll turn the joints off and turn the rig controls back on, facial rig shapes off, and do a control. Actually, we want to save the rig, so we will go to a save scene as and mascot rig and save as, say yes. Alright, so that should be a clean version. So We can bring our left arm back to FK or IK. Actually, we'll leave them at FK and just save that out. Let's see. I want to just make sure all this is, we don't have any stray verts. Everything's following the rig, which is great. All right, and then so just another control save. We have a clean file to start animating on, and we'll start that next.